Alright, we're back and we have created a stick for our snowman arm. And we'll likely have to rescale it once we bring in the snowman, but the important thing is I want the pivot point at the bottom. And so let's turn our snowman back on, and I'm going to take our stick and I'm going to pull it up. And I'm going to go to the side view just for a second, the front view. And let's go here. And the nice thing about having it parented at the base is now I can just kind of scale to the appropriate height. And I can position it. I can go in and position this one and maybe scale it back up. Alright. It's not bad scale. And we're going to take that and duplicate it and take it over here and put this at a different angle. And we could do more to randomize it if it really bothered us, so that the sticks don't look exactly the same. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. But I think that's a good size here. So let's make a material for these. Now, it doesn't bother me that they're faceted. Um, that's fine. I'll just put a dark material in there. So this, click and add, assign new material, and I'll create a Lambert, and we'll just make a kind of a dark grayish brown. Not too saturated, something more grayish. Something like that's good. And I want to go ahead and assign that same material to the other arm. Where did it go? Oh, there it just took a second to populate. All right, and there we go. So next, maybe let's really quickly we'll create. I was about to create a sphere, but I love duplicating things. So I'm going to take this head, I'm going to duplicate it, and I will need to unparent it. Shift P. And now, yeah, it's unparented. I'm just going to scale this way down. And right click, new material, and another Lambert. And I'll call this the coal matte, and I'll just make it really dark gray. Yep. You don't typically want to go completely black, but yes, close is fine. And if you really want to make it look like coal, you could go and maybe do a fractal on the color. And there's somewhere we can adjust the colors here, and we can kind of pull it way down. I don't know if it's working. I don't know if we can see if it work. I can middle mouse drag to the work area, and I can look at the input connections. And yeah, that texture never got put on there. So I'm going to middle mouse drag this here, and then middle mouse drag the fractal onto the material and say color. And I could even do bump too. Bump, and the bump depth, depending on how you like your coal. Uh, but that's kind of a steep bump. I'll go to 0.6 and then just middle mouse drag this, or click it. I can right click, assign material to selection. Something's not, what's going on here? Ah, okay, there we go. Alright, so looks like a piece of charcoal. Uh, and instead of being a perfect sphere, it was just like this, so it's all beat up and it kind of fits. So I'm going to put a few buttons on, and I'm not going to worry about perfect placement here. Kids did this. We're going to say, so they might not be completely in line, and some might be bigger than the other. Uh, we could do more things. We could put a scarf around his neck, a hat. We'll do a quick hat. And and here's a shortcut for the extrude if you want to try it from there. Again, in this instance, we can go ahead and pull because it's already aligned to the axes, the scene XYZ, because it happens to be facing straight up. Um, so to make this a little less perfect, we could go to Edit Mesh, Insert Edge Loop, and I might rotate that a little bit. And there's a Split Polygon tool. Well, no, that's not the one I wanted. Cut Faces tool, where I can do a random line. And let's grab the vertices. Alright, right click, control vertices. And exaggeration is always fun too. We can make this a lot taller than it needs to be. It's going to be on his head. I'm not going to worry about hollowing it out. But so let's just put it on there. And I don't want to see that though. So I need to place it in a way so it's. I may need to scale it up. But yeah, go ahead and make it yours. I'm just going to go ahead and put the same material that is on the coal. I'm going to just make his hat the same. It's and you'll see that something's wrong with the texture, and that's we'll get in the UV mapping later, but this hat is not UV mapped yet, and that's why we're getting some stretching textures, and it looks like coal here but not here. So since that's the case, I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to go back and just create a new material, and this will just be we'll make it shiny, and it's just kind of a dark gray, since we don't really have the UV map set yet. So there's our snowman, and that's kind of where I would like to get this week. I think I was a little ambitious wanting to get into lighting and texturing, but if you guys can make a plane with the Sculpt Geometry tool and learn how to make a snow texture or a material and the snow texture using the noise texture, and then create a snowman, I think that's good for this week. So last thing I want to do, I want to go in here and turn my terrain layer back on and make sure everything's parented to the snowman. So grab the stick, shift P, grab the stick, shift P, grab the coal, and the eye to the head, the eye to the head, eye to the head. I didn't make a carrot. That would have been easy to make with a comb, but and feel free to do that. You can give him a bow tie, dress him up, put a scarf on him, whatever you want to do. That's up to you. So he should all be parented together now. So he can move here, but his hat can still move around. I think we're good. Alright, so I'm going to take him and place him and scale him a little more appropriately. He's kind of small for the scene. But because it's at the base point, I can scale him up and kind of set him in the snow. And he can have duplicate him, and maybe this is his son over here. And what we'll pick up on next week is on the lighting and such. And we may get into shadows, but I do want to do one render. What's nice is because the eyes and the coal and the hat are all parented, when he moves his head, everything moves with it. If he bends over, so you can use this to position things in unique ways, so he doesn't match the other snowman exactly. Maybe he's excited to see him. Yeah, Daddy's home. Whoa! All right. So let's do a render here, and oh yeah, my snow texture needs some work. That's not very good at all. We had a really good one a while ago. So I'm gonna take just a second here and just come up with something a little better.